So you guys know about the recent situation between India and Pakistan, where basically there was a very near, there was a lot of escalation that was going on. If you don't know, both nations have nukes, and it's ridiculous that Pakistan actually has nukes. It's really, really insane because Pakistan, remember, I covered a story about Asia Bibi, who's the, I believe she was Christian, who was on trial for blasphemy, where she was, I guess, saying that, Islam wasn't real or something like that. And when she was acquitted and said, oh, you didn't violate the law, it wasn't even like we're invalidating the law, just like the Supreme Court does with laws. It wasn't even like that. It was like, nah, we're not gonna convict you on this based on a violation of this law. And then there were a ton of hardline lunatic Islamists there who were like protesting that. It's like, what? This is insane. If they didn't have, now, my understanding is Imran Khan is somebody, because I remember him like condemning those people, is he's like at least a somewhat reasonable person. If they had a lunatic at helm, we'd be in big trouble. Okay, we'd be in big trouble. And also Pakistan, as we're going to get into, they actually harbor terrorists and they fund them as well. That's why OBL was hiding there in a very well-known, prominent area. There's no way that they didn't know about that. And they fund the Taliban, etc., etc. But Tulsi sent out this tweet saying, as long as Pakistan is providing terrorists with a safe haven, there will be heightened tensions between the two countries. It's time for Pakistan's leaders to stand up against the extremists and terrorists. So this, of course, has to do with the Pakistan-India situation. And she's actually not wrong about this. They do need to stand up to all the crap that they're doing there, where they're funding terrorists and hiding them and giving them shelter, like what they did with OBL, where they had Osama hiding in a fucking very, prominent area where they knew where he was. They're absolutely right, but she's absolutely right about that. But the problem, and when I read this tweet, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like, it's rich reading this tweet, dude. She's so team India because there are, in this situation, there's not one side is correct and the other side is wrong. No, both sides are to blame here. Pakistan has its faults massively, by the way. But India has a Hindu nationalist, Modi, who Tulsi's a very big fan of and a very big supporter, who we did a story, was trying to rewrite the history to make Muslim second-class citizens because he's a Hindu nationalist. And he was part of the reason why he was doing all this shit was to ratchet up his base for the upcoming elections. So Modi is just as much to blame. Modi in India is just as much to blame as Pakistan is for this. And the problem with this type of shit is when you talk about a conflict between two nuclear powers, you don't go into it going, this person is right. That's not what you want to do. You have to come in and say, and at least look at it objectively. Maybe if that's the situation where one is actually wrong, then yeah. But in this situation, they're both have their faults and they're both doing things that are wrong. That's the thing. So when you do something like that, what it tells me is you're super team India, you're super team Modi, and this is a really, really big flaw in Tulsi Gabbard that I'm very worried about, because especially what we just saw right now with the tensions rising, when you've got a situation as sensitive as this one, you can't have something like this. And this is why she needs to be asked about her support for Narendra Modi. She needs to condemn him. She needs to... But this just showed me like, oh, okay, you're team India. I don't have a dog in this fight. That's why I'm saying both sides are wrong. They're both doing bad things to lead to these tensions. Tulsi Gabbard isn't coming at it from that perspective. She's coming at it from, I'm a Hindu. I'm a big fan of Narendra Modi, who's a Hindu nationalist. So therefore, I am team India, which is very, very problematic. And I don't like that. So this is a very, very big black mark on Tulsi Gabbard. And I really want her to address this problem.